Today, we're diving into a really cool concept called creative intelligence. It's all about bringing together two things we usually think of as completely separate: art and science. And it really all starts with one simple question for you.
Just think about it for a second. Are you the kind of person who leads with logic, with reason? Or are you driven more by your feelings, by your intuition? Most of us probably lean one way or the other. And that little distinction, well, it pretty much guides everything: our passions, our careers, how we see the entire world. So this really breaks down into two fundamental ways of knowing. You've got the scientist on one side, trusting in objective methods, the mind analysis. And then on the other side, you've got the artist, who operates from a totally subjective space, relying on the heart and on expression. But what if this divide isn't as solid as we think it is?
To really get a feel for this, let's do a little thought experiment. We're going to take a simple, everyday object, just a single leaf, and see how these two very different perspectives interpret its reality. This is where the contrast really pops. Okay, so the scientist looks at the leaf and they put all their trust in objective, verifiable facts. For them, a leaf is basically a collection of its physical parts. It's made of carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, calcium. This is knowledge that's gained from the outside, right? Through observation, through analysis. It's concrete, it's measurable, and in its own way, pretty abstract. Now, the artist looks at that very same leaf and sees something else entirely. They see an expression of life's fullness. The leaf isn't just some chemical compound. No, it's a participant in this grand song of life. The artist wants to capture that feeling, that impulse of creativity, and express the unbounded story of life itself. But here's the thing. Despite these wildly different approaches, the artist and the scientist are actually on the same fundamental journey. Think about it. Both of them are thrilled by new knowledge, by the experience of discovery. Both are trying to get their arms around the infinite value of life and express something unbounded. They're just two different paths leading to the exact same destination. And that, right there, brings us to a really crucial question. If the objective scientist and the subjective artist are both ultimately after the same thing, what's the common wellspring they're both drawn from? What's the underlying reality that gives rise to both analysis and expression? Well, the answer, according to this idea, is a concept called creative intelligence. It's defined as the unmanifest, the underlying source of everything. You can almost think of it as this field of pure potential, from which all things, every thought, every object, every impulse, every law of nature just spring into existence. To put it a little more simply, it's the wholeness that's present everywhere. It's this holistic value of existence that runs through every single aspect of creation, from the biggest things we can see to the most subtle. Every difference we see in the world is really just a different expression of the same underlying intelligence. And what that means is that creative intelligence is truly all-encompassing. It's not just some abstract idea. It's considered the source of everything practical. I mean, from every profession, whether you're an engineer or a poet, to every single human impulse. It's the field that contains all possible qualities of creation. Now, here's the crucial part. This isn't just a philosophy to think about. The idea is that we can actually experience this field directly, that through certain practices designed to refine both the heart and the mind, we can access this source. And when that happens, we start to integrate these two incredibly powerful parts of ourselves. So what does that path to integration actually look like? Well, it starts with step 1, refining the heart and mind. This refinement then allows for step 2, the direct experience of that unmanifest field we're talking about. And that experience, in turn, helps develop the full potential of both our intellect and our heart. Those are steps 3 and 4. This whole process ultimately leads to the final stage, what's described as a fully developed individual. And when this happens, when the clarity of the mind and the fullness of the heart are both completely woken up and working in perfect harmony, a truly profound transformation takes place. That division we talked about, the one between the scientist and the artist inside of us, it just begins to dissolve. The result of all this integration is something pretty amazing. It makes every great scientist a great artist, and every great artist a great scientist. The analytical mind gets the intuitive perspective of the heart, and the expressive heart gets the sharp clarity of the mind. The two become one. So, we'll leave you with this to think about. Are you more mind or more heart? And what do you think might happen if you started to explore the other side? Which part of your own boundless potential is just sitting there waiting to be discovered?